Hi friends, I welcome you all at Crack Grade B. We have uploaded a video related to ARD section of NABARD grade exam, and today we are going to cover types of crops which we are uh, find in our country, that is India. So crops can be classified on the basis of the range of cultivation, place of origin. We can classify the crops as a commercial classification, economic agriculture and agrarian classification, seasonal classification, classification based on ontogeny, means life of the plant. We can classify the crops according to the cultural requirement and according to the important use. But why we classify the crops? Classification is done to generalize similar crop plant as a class for attaining better understanding of them. So in this video we will discuss the various types of classification of the crops, uh, just like range of cultivation, place of origin, commercial classification, seasonal classification based on ontogeny, cultural requirement and important uses. On the basis of the range of cultivation and place of origin, the crop can be classified as a garden crop grown on a small scale in garden, just like onion and brinjal. The second, we can see the plantation crops grown on a large scale in estates and perennial in nature, example tea, coffee, cocoa, rubber and etc. Second is the field crop grown on a vast scale under field condition, and they are mostly seasonal such as rice, wheat and cotton. Place of origin, we can classify the crops on the native crops and exotic or introduced crops. What are the native crops? Crops grown within the geographical limits of their origin. For example, rice, barley, black gram, green gram, mustard, castor, sugar cane, cotton grown in India are the native to India. But what are the exotic crops? The crops that are comes from the other countries such as the tobacco, potato, jute, maize and apple. These are the uh, crops which our country has taken from the other country. For example, potato has been introduced in India by the Portuguese. Based upon the crops can be classified on the commercial basis on the seasonal basis. The plants products which come into the commercial field are grouped as the food crops. Under food crops, it comes rice, wheat, green gram, soya bean, and the food crops, forage crops, all the fodder crops like oats, sorghum, maize, napier, grass, stylo, and lucerne. These all are the forage crops. Industrial crops or commercial crops like cotton, sugarcane, sugar beets, tobacco and jutes. And what are the food adjuvants? These are the turmeric, garlic and cummins. So the crop can be classified as a commercial crops, the food crops, forage crops, industrial and commercial crops and food adjuvants. And what are the seasonal classification? We all know that the Kharif, Rabi and the Zaid. The Kharif crop is also known as the southwest monsoon season crops. Under these crops, it grown under June, July to September, October, which require a warm wet weather during their major period of growth and shorter day length. For flowering, example rice, maize, castor and groundnut. Rabi crops, post monsoon crops. Crops grown during October and November to January, February required cold dry weather for their major growth period and longer day length for flowering. Examples are wheat, mustard, barley, oats, potatoes, Bengal gram, bersems, cabbage and cauliflowers. And under the Jaid or summer crops, crops grown during February, March to May, June, which requires the warm, dry weather for growth and longer day length for flowering. Examples are black gram, green gram, sesame and cowpea. So this was the classification of the crops on the basis of the season. Now what is the meaning of ontogeny? Ontogeny means the life cycle of the plant. We can classify, we can distinguish the crops on the basis of their life cycle. For example, on the basis of the life cycle, the crops are divided into annual, biennial and perennial crops. Under the annual crops that complete life cycle within a season, a year. So they produce seed and die within the season. Examples are wheat, rice and maize and mustards. What are the biennial crops? Plants that have the lifespan of 2 consecutive seasons or years. In first year seasons, these plants have purely vegetative growth, usually confined to the rosette of the leaves. The tap root is often fleshy and serve as a food storage organ. And in the second year seasons, they produce the flower stalks from the crown, and after producing seeds, the plants die. Examples are sugar beet, roots, cabbage, radish and carrots. Perennial crops, they live for 3 or more years. They may be seeds bearing or not seeds bearing. For examples, sugarcane, Napier grass. So in general we can say that perennial crops occupy land for more than 30 months. So there was a questions in NABARD Grey exam in previous year that which crop has the maximum life cycle time. So you should have the knowledge of like which types of crops required how much time for their growth. So on the basis of the life cycle, we can divide the crops under the annual, biennial and perennial crops. On the basis of economic, agrarian and agriculture classification, the crop plants and their products, this is an important classification for an agronomy, is considered agronomic classification. On the basis of agronomic and agriculture classification, the crops are classified as cereals. Under the cereals, they are cultivated grasses grown for their edible starchy grains, larger grains used as staple foods, cereal rice, wheat, maize, barley, oats. So there is important information that the word cereal was derived from the word Ceres, and which denotes a goddess who was believed as the giver of the grain by the Romans. The second one is millets, small grain cereals which form the staple food in drier regions of the developing countries are called millets. Examples are sorghum, pearl millet, kumbu and finger millets, ragi. And under the minors are the foxtail millets, little millets, common millets, barnyard millets and kodo millets. Feed and forage, it refers to the vegetative matter, fresh or preserved, utilized as a feed for animals. And it includes silage, pasturage, fodders, bajra, Napier grass, Guinea grass, fodder sorghum, fodder maize, lucerne, Deschmanthus. Under the fiber crops, the plant growth for their fiber yields, there are different kinds of fiber. They are known as the seed fiber cotton, stem fiber jute, metza, leaf fiber agave and the pineapple. Sugar and starch crops, crops grown for production of sugar and starch. So as go by the name, the sugar cane, sugar beet, potato, sweet potato, tapioca and asparagus. Under the spice and condiments, crop plants or their products used to seasons, flavor, taste and add color to the fresh or preserved foods. Examples are the ginger, the garlic, cumin, turmeric, chilies, onion, coriander, anise and the asphaftida. Drug crops or medicinal plants also come under the economic and agriculture classification. Crops used for preparation of medicines, example tobacco and mint. Under the narcotic and fumitories, masticatories, plant products used for stimulating, numbing, drowsing or refreshing effect like tobacco, ganja, opium and poppy. Under the beverages, product crop used for the preparation of mild, agreeable, stimulating drinking like tea, coffee and cocoa. Now we can classify the crops according to their cultural requirement. So according to the cultural requirement, first we classify the crops according to their suitability of troposequence. So under the troposequence, crop grows on upland, a leveled elevated land with drained all around or unbundled level land with drain on drops. So what is the meaning of this crop grown on upland? Actually, the crops that cannot tolerate water stagnations come under these crops. Examples are red grams, groundnuts, maize, sorghums, cotton, sesame, napier. So these are the types of the crops which does not require water stagnation. So we have to prepare a special upland and a special arrangement for growing these types of crops. So crops that required a sufficient soil moisture but cannot tolerate water stagnations. Examples: potato, sugarcane, upland rice, ragi, wheat, black gram and Bengal gram. Crops grown on lowland. These lands are provided with dikes or bunds all around the stagnant water. So crop that required abundant supply of water and can withstand prolonged waterlogged conditions comes under in these types of crops classification. Examples of these crops are rice, dencha, para, grass and jutes. We can classify the crops according to the source of water. The irrigated crops required water in terms of irrigation for their growth, and the second are the rain-fed crops which required rain for their growth. So these are the two types of classification based upon the source of the water. Now according to the moisture availability of the soil, wetlands and the dry lands. The soil moisture is allowed to occupy both macro and micro pores. Anaerobic field conditions prevails here. So crop suitables are those crops which tolerate water stagnations. Examples are the green manure like Caesemania groups and the grasses. The second are the dry lands. The soil moisture is allowed only on to the micropores. Actually these are the very technical words, and macropores are filled with air. So magnitude of soil moistures varied according to the crops. Crops like maize highly sensitive to the excessive moisture and drought. So crop tolerant to drought and temporary stagnation comes under these dry lands, and the sorghums are cultivated in these types of the field conditions. Friends, why I am telling you about these types of classification, because you can expect some questions based upon the types of the crops. For example, he can ask that which of these crops required less water, which of these crops required less soil moisture. So you can easily crack that. I have read about this dry lands, and the crops come under this dry land is sorghum. So we can see from here is that different types of crops require different types of conditions. So our motive is to define and classify the crops according to their requirement. The requirement may be water, moisture, and the commercial, seasonal, whatever it is. So under this cultural requirement, according to the moisture availability, there are two types: wetlands and dry lands, and the sorghum crops come under this dry land, and it requires soil moisture in a very limited quantity. I have already covered this. According to the cultural requirement, under this section, according to the suitability of the textural group of the soil. So, crop suitable to the sandy loam light soils. In this category, the crops comes sorghum, bajra, green gram, sunflowers, potato, onion and the carrot. So friends, we have learned in my previous slide that sorghum is required less moisture. Okay, so it requires less moisture, so you can easily understand that then the requirement of the soils will be sandy to sandy loam, because in sandy to sandy loam there will be no water stagnation and the moisture requirement will be less. So our purpose is to study the subject by integrating different terms into a one line or a one chapter. The second one is the crop suitability to the silty low medium to the soils. Under this category, jute, sugarcane, maize, cotton, mustard, tobacco, Bengal gram and red gram and cowpea. Under the third category, the clay loam, yani it means heavy soils, and this is the medium soils and this is light soils. Under the heavy soils, the water requirement will be high. So the rice, wheat, barley, linseed, lentil, paragrass, genia grass and marble grass. It comes under the clay and loamy soils. Now, according to the tolerance to the problem of the soil, the tolerant to the acidic soils, the wet rice, potato and mustard come under this category. Tolerant to the saline soils, chilies, cucurbits, wheat, sorghum, bajra, cluster beans come under this category. Tolerant to the alkali sodic soils, barley, cotton, Bengal gram, berseems, sunflowers come under this category. Tolerant to the waterlogged soils, wet rice, dencha, paragrass, napier, grass guinea comes under this waterlogged types of soil. The crops tolerant to the soil erosions are the marble grass, groundnut, black gram, rice bean, moth bean and the horse gram. According to the tillage requirement, the crops can also be classified. The first one are the arable crops required preparatory tillage like potato, tobacco, rice and maize, and the second are the non-arable crops may not require preparatory cultivation tillage, that are the paragrasses. According to the depth of the root system, some are the shallow rooted crops like rice, potato and onion. Some are the moderately deep-rooted crops like wheat, groundnut, castors and tobacco. Deep-rooted maize, cotton and sorghum. Very deep-rooted sugarcane, safflower, lucerne and the red gram. So the crops can be classified on the basis of the depth of the root system. According to the tolerance to the hazardous weather conditions. So crop can also be classified like frost tolerant crops are sugar beet and beetroot. These roots are frost tolerant crops. Cold tolerant crops are the potato, cabbage and mustard, and drought tolerant crops are the bajra, jar, barley, safflowers and the castors. According to the methods of sowing, planting, direct seeds crops are where the seeds are sown directly, either dry or sprouted, like upland rice, wheat, jowar, bajra, groundnut. Some are the planted crops like sugarcane, potato, sweet potato, napier, guinea grass, and some are the transplanted crops where the seedlings are raised in the nursery, pulled out and planted in the field like rice, ragi, bajra, tobacco, Bellary onion, brinjal, etc. So these are the crops. We can classify the crops basis upon the tolerance to hazardous and according to the sowing method and planting. Now the crops can also be classified according to the inter-tillage requirement, especially earthing up. Like inter-tillage crops are potato, sweet potato, groundnut, maize, sugarcane and turmeric. And the non-intertillage crops are the fodder sorghum, dean nath grass, paragrass, etc. According to the length of the field duration, this is very important part because in 2090 there was a question directly comes from this. So very short duration crops are, we can say that up to 70 days, these are the pulses. Short duration crops between 75 to 100 days are the sunflowers, cauliflowers and upland rice. Medium duration crops 100 to 125 days are wheat, jowar, bajra, groundnut, sesame and jute. Long duration crops are 125 to 150 days, mustard, tobacco and cotton. Very long duration crops above 150 days are sugarcane, red gram and custard. So sugarcane required more times like 150 days and the pulse required less time, less than 75 days. Now according to the method of harvesting, we can also classify the crops basis upon that. Under the reaping, rice and wheat, uprooting by pulling, Bengal gram, blank gram, lentil and rapeseeds, uprooting by digging, potato, sweet potato, groundnut, carrot, picking, cotton, vegetable, brinjal, bhindi and chilies. According to priming, tobacco, cutting, bursines, napier, amaranthus, grazing, paragrass, kolu, kattai grass and stylo. Now according to the post-harvest requirement, curing, tobacco and mustard, stripping, jute and sun hemp, shelling, groundnut, ginning, cotton, seasoning, turmeric and chilies, grading and sorting, potato, rice, wheat, fibers, crops, etc. Based on crops growing soil condition, the crops are Psammophytes, sandy soils, castor, rock surface, ferns, rock crack, potato, acid soil, potato, alkali soils, rice, basic soil, asparagus, and saline soils, sugar beet, alfalfa. Based upon the climatic condition, the tropical crops, coconut and sugarcane, subtropical crops, rice and cotton, temperate crops, wheat and barley, and the boreal crops are pines, pasture, grasses. Now, there is one more classification according to the important uses. For example, through plants are useful in many ways, only certain cases are below. Like catch crops, contingent crops are those crops cultivated to catch the forthcoming seasons. Very important, try to understand these concepts. Actually, it replaces the main crop that has failed due to biotic or climatic or management hazards. So generally they are a very short duration, quick growing, harvestable or usable at any time for their field duration and adaptable to the seasons, soil and management practices. So what they do? They provide feed, check weed growths, conserve soils, utilize added fertilizers and moistures. Examples are the green gram, black gram, cowpea, onion, coriander and the bajra. The second types are the restorative crops, the crops which provide a good yield along with the enrichment, restoration of the soil fertility or amelioration of the soils. So what they do? They fix atmospheric nitrogen in root nodules and shed their leaves during ripening and thus restore soil conditions. Examples are the legumes. So what is exactly these exhaustive crops are doing? They are more aggressive in nature, and after growing these crops, these leave the field in exhausted condition. Paracrop and residual crops are those crops plant which are sown a few days or a week before the harvested of the standing mature crops. Why? To utilize the residual moisture without preparatory tillage. So the standing crops and the later sown paracrops become simultaneous, forming a pair for a short period. That's why they are called the paracrops. Examples are the rice fallow, pulse black gram, lathyrus, lentils. Paracrops in succession may constitute relay cropping. The third parts are the smoother crops. What are the smoother crops? Plants which are able to smoother or suppress the weed growth by providing suffocation. How? Curtailing movement of air. So it is a very technical term, and the obscuration of the incidental radiation through their dense foliage developed due to the quick growing ability with heavy tillering or branching, planophilic procurement or trailing habits. Examples are barley, mustard, cowpea. Cover crops are those crop plants which are able to protect the soil surfaces from the erosion, wind, water or both through their ground covering foliage and root mats. Examples are groundnuts, black gram, marble grass and sweet potato. So what they do? They protect the soil surface from erosion. So in an indirect way, we can say that the groundnut, black gram and marble grass can be used, and the types of the crops which use for the preventing the soil erosion in any field or in any agriculture field. And the nurse crops, what are the nurse crops? Are companion crops which nourish the main crop by way of nitrogen fixation or adding the organic matter into the soil. Like cowpea intercropped with the cereals, Glycidia and Tephrosia in tea. So these are called the nurse crop. Why? Because they nourish the main crop. Okay, and why? How? With the help of the nitrogen fixation. The guard and the barrier crops, the crop plants which help to protect the another crop from trespassing or restrict the speed of the wind and thus prevent crop damage. So the main crops in the center surrounded by the hardy or thorny crops. Examples are mesta around, sugarcane, sorghum around cotton and the safflower around the gram. So these types of combination you can remember. Now the trap crops. What are the trap crops? Those crop plants which grown to trap soil-borne harmful parasitic weeds. For example, Ore, Banke and the Striga are trapped by the Solanaceae and the sorghum crops respectively. Next, the nematodes are trapped by the Solanaceous crops. On uprooting the crop plants, nematodes are removed from the soils, and the castor is used in cotton, groundnut act as a crop for armyworm paste. So these are some technical terms, and these types of crops are known as the trap crops. What are the augmenting crops? Those subcrops sown to supplement the yield of the main crops, like mustard or cabbage, with berseems to augment the forage yield of the berseems. So these are called the augmenting crops. The last one is the alley crops. Those arable crops which are grown in alley formed by the trees or shrubs and established mainly to hasten soil fertility restoration, enhance soil productivity and reduce the soil erosions are known as the alley crops. What are the main features of alley crops? They are generally non-trailing with shade tolerance capacity. For example, growing pearls in between the row of casuarina. So these are called the alley crops. So these are some important classification we have learned. In next video we will discuss about the cropping pattern which we use in our agriculture field. So thank you and happy learning, friends. What